full name is Adam Bolaños Scow. I've been an environmental campaigner for quite some time in the region. And when we started CORA, we said all these problems that have been so eloquently described and shared, and thank you for your courage in this team. There's a lot of farm workers who are very concerned about speaking out because it is their work, there is their livelihood. And we have to change that. So, we say she's got to advocate for herself, but we have to figure out as a community what we want to, do we want to continue to accept this? We need to advocate together. It is our opinion that we should no longer be spraying toxic chemicals to grow food here in the Pajaro Valley. Two things are true. We are still spraying 1 million pounds of toxic pesticides, but we are also a nation leader in organics. This is the birthplace of the organic standard in this country. And it's estimated that about 30%, 20 to 30% of the farmland in Santa Cruz County is already organic. And it makes a big, big difference. I live by organic fields on the other side of town, and it really bothers me that here, Vista Montaña and the seniors and everybody on the east side of town is potentially, this UCLA study just showed that these chemicals can drift for miles. So really the whole town is at risk here. And so this is really an invitation. This is a campaign. It's going to take some time and explain why, but can we actually transition this valley? I'm also involved with a campaign to protect the farmland, Measure U renewal, and it's a very, very important campaign because obviously we're very pro-agriculture. We want to eat food. We want to be able to, this is some of the best climate, some of the best land, some of the best soil in the world. And we do not want to just pave it over and build housing that none of us can afford. That's another issue. But food is good. We want to have healthy food. And so that's why we started this effort. Just let me say a little bit about the regulation and how this works. Currently, local counties have no ability to regulate the pesticides being used in our county. The state took away that power 20, 30 years ago. After Mendocino and Sonoma County were having a lot of success fighting back. And so the state problems that Kathleen were describing, she's totally right. They are very much in bed with the companies and are largely protecting them. One of the reasons, I believe this pilot program, so just to clarify what the pilot program is, they're not going to tell you everything they're spraying. They're not going to tell, and that is by design. And the details are going to be worked out. And it makes sense if you think about it, if you put yourself in the company's shoes. Because they do have to report what they're spraying, it's just on a 3-year delay. If you put yourself in the company's shoes, why would they tell you before, the day before, setting themselves up for big liability? And that's how this game and this system works. And that's why it's going to be very hard, and it's going to take a long time, and they're going to bog us down with stakeholder processes which are loaded with industry people, and this will go on and on and on and on. So we want to think bigger and say, well, of course it's common sense and absolutely public health necessity that people are notified. But we also want to figure out a way to transition this land. My understanding is that before there were raspberries there was actually a crop rotation. There was vegetables being grown there on the other side of the levee, which is also very important for soil health. So to do this is going to have to be necessarily political. How do we make this change? There's 2 ways to do it. The first way was we would talk to the companies and we try to persuade them to do it out of the goodness of their heart. And here's why that's going to be a little bit hard. Obviously the biggest berry company here is Driscoll's. My understanding is that the field across the levee is being grown for well-picked. There's 4 big berry distributors: Driscoll's, Well-Picked, Giant, and Nature Ray. And the way those companies work, they have contracts with their growers, and they're often dictating what is grown. So I know some growers for Driscoll's who want to go organic, and the company will not let them go because it is not going to meet their yields and their supply chain. And that is really what's driving that company selling berries worldwide. All right, it's not just for us. It's mostly not for us. It's being worldwide, where they're making lots and lots of money. So we should talk to Driscoll's, and we want to go talk to Driscoll's and all the companies and say, this is a problem. These are your workers. You guys live here. Please change. And we'll see what they say. We're not going to be naive about it. If they don't do it out of the goodness of their heart, to the extent that we have a democracy about laws to protect public health, then we're going to have to start getting engaged, and we're all going to have to start advocating together. we need city council members and county supervisors to be on our side. We have two county supervisors races going on in this county right now. One is on the north coast, representing most of the city of Santa Cruz, going up into Bonnie Doon and Davenport. And we have here in the Watsonville district, it is an open race, and we have three candidates. You probably know who they are: Felipe Hernandez, Jimmy Dutra, and Ed Acosta. It is our job to push them to join us, and the city council as well. And we invited them all. Unfortunately, nobody came today, but they're very aware of this work, and some of them have privately said, we agree with you. But even that's not good enough, because we need representatives to actually publicly work with us to make this happen. And so we need to push them and not just say, please do it. We need you to do it, because if you want to be a good public servant, we need you to help take on these public issues with us. So this is an important opportunity for us to push all of those candidates. Ideally, regardless of whether if you have a favorite or not, we want all of the candidates on our side, or two or three of them. And so let's really push them. They're going to be coming to your door. They're going to be, I know some of them are already walking and are saying some good things, but we want to push them publicly to get engaged, work with us in a cooperative fashion. So last thing I want to say about the regulation: because the state took away the power, the only way to get the power back is actually has to be a state law change that would re-grant local counties the power to regulate or ban pesticides. And we may have to deal with that eventually at time. We're going to have to engage our assembly member and our senator. And this is going to be a long-term effort. But the first thing that we need to do is make this a bigger priority in our community. If only 5 people care, nothing will ever get done. So thank you for coming out today. This is a great turnout. Please do sign up. This is an ongoing process where we're going to be doing more of these events. We're going to be doing them in Spanish as well. And at some point there's going to be a community town hall where we try to grow our power and really show that hundreds of people care about this in Watsonville and want to help turn this around. So thank you so much. Any questions can I answer, or any ideas? It's really a conversation. Both of you.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
The amount of money that the berry companies make increases if they plant berries instead of vegetables. I think they get 2 or 3 times as much per acre if they grow berries. And for lettuce and berries, the companies in general earn about $100 million, $180 million. What's their take? Is it $180 million of berries and an equal amount of lettuce each year? Have you heard those
Does anybody
figures?
know the answer about how much money is being made off the berries?
There's a report that the Ag Commissioner puts out every year. Berries are running away the top. And
Berries are the top cash crop.
yeah, lettuce has dropped behind. The lettuce growth has shifted to Monterey, to the Salinas Valley, and going south because of the weather. And berries are far and away strawberries, and then the caneberries next on the list of commodity crops in Santa Cruz County. It's really changed in the last 20 years.
Good.
Yes, as a member of the Carrillo Board of Trustees, I'm Steve Trujillo, anybody doesn't know me, I am. This has also become a topic of conversation among the various trustees. We do have private land that you guys don't know about, including some up in Bonnie Doon. Yes.
Yeah, I am
Cabrillo
Steve,
Board of Trade.
I'm Steve Trujillo, member of the Cabrillo Board of Trustees. I'm looking around for the other elected officials. Don't see any, but anyway, I'm here. Just because I'm in the Cabrillo Board of Trustees doesn't mean we're not interested in what goes on in our neighborhood, particularly with crops. Particularly with crops, we are very concerned about the neighborhood. Remember, we have a campus here in Watsonville. We have a campus in Aptos. We also have a horticulture program. And we have the Cesnon House that serves food to people. You can have an influence. His name is Matt Wedstein. He's the president of the campus. Send him an email, send me an email. If you want the Cabrillo College, when we hope they're going to rename it soon, sometime this year, if you would like our community college to be responsive to your needs, as far as getting rid of pesticides, you need to let us know. It'd be very important for you to let us know because we employ hundreds and hundreds of people and thousands of students come on campus, and also are currently some are taking Zoom classes. So, as an elected official, I feel it's my responsibility to check on the El-Bar Ranch, which sits directly behind my house. I've already contacted Robert Rivas and asked his legislative aid to put together a bill that would prohibit growers from spraying anybody who walks near their farm, or walks near those acres, anywhere in California, from being sprayed. They would have to suspend spraying until such time as they gave us 72 hours advance notice. Now, do I know that's going to come about? I'm going to work my best to try and make sure that it becomes law. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Any other questions, comments, ideas? Ellen?
Say something about regenerative agriculture and sequestering carbon in soils.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll let you say it. Any other questions about the politics, regulation?
Well, just that partnering with Cabrillo and the universities is a big part of what we're envisioning, because we see this valley as not only a model, but also a laboratory where the transformative agricultural methods are put into practice and displayed. And that's already happening with alternatives to human
So just amplifying, in case you didn't hear Kathleen, partnering with organizations is very important. We have a vision with educational, and we want to partner with public health organizations and leaders like yourself and Dr. John Silva. Thank you for coming here today. And this is going to take some advocacy. This is going to take some political advocacy. And sometimes people are afraid of that, but that is what it's absolutely necessary. And we want to do this together. And so this is going to be a long-term process. So please do stay in touch with us.